Probably think that saying no is going to damage your relationships, that it creates distance, that it disappoints people. We've all been taught that saying yes is how you show you're a good friend, a dedicated partner, a reliable colleague. But what if that's the very belief that's keeping your connections from ever getting deep and leaving you completely exhausted? What if the fear of rocking the boat is the exact reason the ship is slowly sinking? Here's the truth, and it feels a little backwards. For introverts, the path to real, genuine connection isn't paved with 1,000 agreeable yeses. It's built on a few empowered and honest no's. As an introvert, you know that quiet drain. It feels like your internal battery is a smartphone. It starts the day at a full green bar, but after just one more quick question or one more hour at a party, you're suddenly in the red. You smile through it, right? But inside, there's this little seed of resentment that starts to grow. Sound familiar? You're not alone. And more importantly, you're not broken. So let's break down that moment, that seemingly tiny act of saying yes when every part of you is screaming no. It always starts with a request. A friend asks for a last-minute favor. Your boss drops a new project on your desk at 4:45 p.m. on a Friday. A family member invites you to some loud, chaotic get-together. Instantly, your mind starts spinning. It's like a computer running too many programs at once. The internal monologue kicks in. If I say no, they'll be upset. I'll mess up the vibe. It's just easier to say yes. That fear of conflict, that deep-seated need to keep the peace, and the worry about being judged, they're powerful motivators. For many of us, our high empathy, which is a genuine superpower, can feel like a curse here. The thought of letting someone down can cause us actual physical distress. So you say it, yes of course, and for a second you might feel relieved. You dodged the awkwardness, but what happens next? The dread starts to creep in. It's like you've just agreed to carry a heavy backpack for the rest of the day. You can do it. But every step is a little harder, a little more draining. That social event looming on your calendar suddenly feels like a chore. This is where the resentment cycle kicks in. It's a quiet, sneaky process that starts with a yes that comes from obligation, not desire. That yes drains your limited energy. That energy drain makes you frustrated, and that frustration quietly turns into resentment. Suddenly you start seeing the person who asked not as a friend or a colleague, but as the source of your exhaustion. You might find yourself screening their calls, or becoming a little passive-aggressive. You show up to the party, but you're not really there. You're a ghost version of yourself, a polite hologram smiling and nodding while counting down the minutes until you can escape. You feel trapped, but at the same time, you're terrified that if you speak up, you'll be rejected. This isn't just about being tired. It's a pattern that quietly eats away at your well-being. It's like you've sent a well-mannered, agreeable stunt, double to live your life for you, while the real you is stuck at home, unheard. And the worst part? You start to lose touch with that real you too. This whole cycle of people-pleasing does more than just wear you out. It actively harms the very relationships you're trying so hard to protect. When we don't have clear boundaries, it's a form of self-betrayal, and it has serious consequences for our mental and even physical health. First, let's talk about what it does to you. When you constantly ignore your own needs, you're sending a message to yourself that your needs just don't matter. Your self-worth gets tangled up in how useful other people find you. You stop feeling like a person and start feeling like a vending machine, where anyone can push a button and get what they want, leaving you feeling empty inside. The result is burnout, emotional exhaustion, and a deep feeling of being totally misunderstood. But here's the heart of the paradox. Your attempt to keep the peace by saying yes is actually what's causing all the conflict. Your friends, your partner, your family, they don't get to know the real you. They have a relationship with your polite representative. They have no idea their requests are draining you because you've never told them. They can't respect a boundary they don't even know is there. And then comes the boundary explosion. Think of it like a soda can that's been shaken and shaken. Every resentful yes is another shake. Eventually, one tiny tap, one more insignificant request, is all it takes to make it erupt in a sticky, surprising mess. A sudden outburst or ghosting them completely leaves them confused and hurt, thinking, where did that come from? Everything seemed fine. That explosion erodes more trust than a simple, polite no ever would have. Your lack of boundaries isn't just hurting you, it's confusing and unfair to others. They might feel you pulling away but not know why, making them feel rejected. This uncertainty acts like acid on the trust and compassion that good relationships are built on. The very strategy you were using to stay connected ends up being the thing that tears it all apart. So here we are, stuck between the exhaustion of saying yes and the fear of saying no. It feels like a lose-lose. But this is where everything changes. This is where we find the powerful, game-changing truth. Saying no isn't a rejection of the other person. It's an invitation for them to know the real you. Let that sink in. A boundary isn't a wall you build to keep people out. It's more like a fence around your yard. It doesn't block the view. It just shows where your property begins and ends. And it has a gate so you can invite people in. Without that fence, you don't know what's yours to take care of. And there's no safe space for a real connection to happen. Think of your life and energy like a garden. To have a beautiful garden, you can't just plant seeds, you have to prune, you have to pull weeds. Saying yes to everything is like letting every weed and vine grow wild. Soon your garden is an overgrown, choked mess, and none of the flowers you actually care about have the space or light to bloom. Saying no is the act of pruning. It's carefully deciding what you won't allow in your garden so that the things you truly value, the deep connections, the meaningful conversations, the activities that actually energize you, can thrive. You're not destroying the garden, you're cultivating it. This brings us to our first major shift in thinking. Realization number 1. Figure out your values. First, good boundaries don't come from anger. They come from self-awareness. They're just your inside values showing up on the outside. Before you can say a confident no, you have to know what your authentic yes is. Take some time to figure out what really matters to you. Is it solitude? Deep one-on-one talks instead of loud parties? Unscheduled time to recharge? That feeling of resentment is a compass, pointing you toward a value that's being ignored. When you anchor your boundaries in your values, saying no stops feeling selfish and starts feeling like an act of self-respect. Understanding why this is so hard is the secret to actually doing it. For many introverts, our energy is a finite resource. Socializing isn't bad. It's just metabolically expensive for us. Think of it like a budget. Extroverts might get a cash bonus from social events, but for us, every interaction is a withdrawal. Resentment is the insufficient funds notification from your emotional bank account, warning you that you're overdrawn. This isn't a character flaw, it's just how many of us are wired. The biggest hurdle is that crushing feeling of guilt. You think, if I say no, I'm being selfish. Let's reframe that. Is it selfish to put on your own oxygen mask first on an airplane? No, it's necessary to survive. Protecting your energy is your oxygen mask. You can't show up as a present, loving friend or partner if you are emotionally suffocating. The guilt you feel is often just misplaced empathy. It's like watering your neighbor's garden while your own plants are wilting from thirst. True compassion has to include yourself. From that place of self-compassion, we can learn to set boundaries not as harsh rejections, but as clear, kind statements of fact. This leads us to our next key realization. Realization number 2. Set boundaries, early and in small steps. The worst time to set a boundary is when you're already furious. The best time was that first moment you felt uncomfortable. Don't wait for the resentment soda can to explode. Communicate your limits early and start small. If saying no to a huge family wedding feels impossible, start by saying, "I can't stay for the whole night, but I'd love to be there for a couple of hours." Every small, successful no builds your boundary setting muscle. This flows right into the next step. Realization number 3, decide your consequences ahead of time. A boundary without a consequence is just a nice suggestion. This isn't about punishment. It's about knowing what you will do to protect yourself if your boundary is ignored. It's deciding your own action plan. For example, if my friend starts venting at me without asking, I will gently interrupt and say I need to go. Or, if my family member gives me a hard time about needing quiet, I will calmly end the conversation. Expect people to test your boundaries. Your calm, consistent follow-through is what teaches them the new rules of engagement. As we get into the practical scripts you can actually use, I want to pause for a second. If you're feeling that familiar drain and you're ready to figure out what your authentic yeses and nos are, I put something together for you. It's a free 3-day workbook designed to help you map out your boundaries, step by step. It'll guide you through figuring out your values and give you scripts designed for introverts. The link is right there in the description. It's a really powerful first step. Knowing the why is important, but the how is what will actually change your life. Saying no doesn't have to be a dramatic door-slamming moment. It can be graceful, kind, and firm all at once. A great technique is to use simple, clear I statements. Think of it this way. You can't argue with someone's weather report. Saying, "Your request is unreasonable," is like blaming them for rain. But saying, "I'm not able to take that on right now," is simply reporting on your own internal forecast. It's a statement of fact about your capacity. Here are a few scripts you can tweak and make your own. For the overwhelming social event, thanks so much for the invitation. That sounds like fun, but I really need a quiet weekend to recharge. I'd love to catch up one-on-one for coffee next week though. This shows gratitude, gives a clear no, offers a simple reason, and suggests an alternative that works for you. For the last-minute work request, I understand this is a priority. Right now, I'm at full capacity with my other deadlines. I can either jump on this first thing tomorrow, or we can figure out which of my current tasks can be moved to make space for it. This shows you're a team player while still protecting your time. For the friend who uses you as an emotional dumping ground, I really care about you and I can hear how much pain you're in. Right now, I just don't have the emotional bandwidth to hold all of this. Can we talk about it tomorrow after I've had a chance to reset? This validates their feelings while honoring your own limits. This brings us to our next game-changing realization. Realization number 4, find a solution together. Healthy boundaries aren't a dictatorship. They're a negotiation. In our closest relationships, the goal isn't to win, it's to find a solution that works for everyone. By offering an alternative, you turn a potential conflict into a collaboration. Asking what would work for you shows you care, even as you're holding your own ground. This requires another internal shift. Realization number 5, give yourself permission. You don't need a good enough excuse to say no. "I don't want to" is a complete sentence and a valid reason. You have the right to protect your energy. You have permission to politely skip the group thing. You have permission to have a quiet night in just because. Moving from needing an excuse to giving yourself permission is the real turning point from guilt to empowerment. And when you get pushback, you need one more tool. Realization number 6, practice the broken record technique. Sometimes people won't take no for an answer. In those moments, you don't need a new explanation. You just calmly and politely repeat yourself, like a song stuck on a loop. "Like I said, I'm not able to commit to that right now. I appreciate you asking again, but my answer is still no." I've already made my decision. This combo of politeness and firmness shows your decision is final, without adding drama. So, what happens when you actually start doing this? What's life like on the other side of the introvert paradox? It's a life of real connection. First, you will have so much more energy. Think of your energy as a bank account. When you stop making dozens of small, resentful withdrawals for things you don't value, your balance grows. You have a surplus to pour into the people and activities you actually love. When you do say yes, it'll be a wholehearted, enthusiastic yes. People will feel the difference between your drained, resentful presence and your vibrant, engaged presence. Second, your relationships will get deeper. There might be a weird adjustment period, but the people who truly value you will respect your boundaries because they want the real you. They'll learn your user manual. The friend who learns you prefer a quiet walk over a loud bar is a friend who truly sees you. Honesty builds trust. Your no gives people the chance to see and appreciate the real you. And finally, you'll build this incredible sense of self-respect. Every time you honor your own needs, you reinforce your own worth. You stop betraying yourself. You learn to trust your own gut. That quiet confidence is magnetic. You'll no longer feel like a passenger in a life driven by other people's demands, but like the architect of a life that actually fuels you. You will finally understand the paradox in your bones. By creating respectful space with a thoughtful no, you get rid of the resentment and burnout that was creating all that distance, making way for the genuine, deep connections you've been craving all along. For years, you might have thought that the way to connect with people was to be more available, more agreeable, more like an extrovert. But your power isn't in changing who you are. It's in honoring who you are. Your need for quiet isn't a weakness. It's the source of your thoughtfulness and your ability to form deep bonds. Your no is not a wall. It is not selfish. It is a bridge. It's a bridge back to yourself, and a bridge that invites other people to meet you in a place of honesty and real respect. Boundaries aren't about closing doors. They're about opening the right ones. If you're ready to start transforming your relationships today, your first step is waiting for you. Download my free 3-day workbook. The link is in the description below. It's your private guide to figuring out your values, scripting your first no, and starting the journey to watch your connections deepen in ways you never thought possible. And I'd love to build a community around this. Share in the comments below. What is one small no you're planning to say this week? There's no judgment here, just support. Let's start this journey together.